Hey guys, welcome back to another K-Pop Monday with Morgan and Sam. And I think Sam's over there, right? Are you over there, Sam, or are you over here? I think you're over here. But but today I am going to be talking about a couple of things. So I realized this when I do talk about K-pop. Some of the topics I do talk about with you are kind of old because we only do this once a week, and I usually try to take like the most biggest news and talk about it. But there was a couple things I want to talk about this week that happened this week and kind of get your opinion on it. And then I have like a huge article that I did a bunch of information on to give to you because the other ones I'm going to talk about, I haven't really gotten a ton of information on. These are just kind of things I've kind of read. So don't take my word on some of these articles I'm going to be talking about. But so the first thing I want to give you the title of the article is the fact that AOA Choa, I don't know how to say her name. It's like CHOA, Choa.
So,
Um, she is dropping out of AOA due to having insomniac and anxiety. She's dropping out of the group, and on top of that, Sports Soul released photos of her and her boyfriend in Japan. And yeah, so this group is now, I'm not sure breaking up, but she's like the main singer. So have you heard of AOA before?
I have heard of AOA and I knew they were losing a member, but I never really looked into it.
Yeah, she's like the main person singing, and a lot of people are upset, but then a lot of people are like understanding to the fact that she's like, hey, this is me being honest. I mean, truthful. I don't wanna like, I just don't want to
Yeah.
be do this anymore. And she also, what happened was, as soon as she posted that, her company FNC was like, no, 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 that's not happening. No, no, no. And she's like, yeah, I'm leaving. I don't want to be here anymore. And I guess like it's understandable because idols go through so much pressure, so it's kind of understandable.
Yeah, we had talked about this too with our last one, our last discussion video about like anxiety in
Mm-hmm.
the K-drama world. And I was just watching a music video not too long ago by BAP where one of their members had left for with
Yep.
anxiety and then he came back and ended up actually writing a song about it.
It's
And
like
it's
really
actually
good.
a really, really
Yeah,
good song
it's a really
too.
good song.
And so, like, this is, I really kind of, what I hope comes out of this, not that it's good, is kind of like Korea's kind of wake up call that, like,
Well,
we need, we need mental health,
I feel
like,
like
soon.
the mentality, I don't know mentality, but I was watching this JK News, and they were, I forgot what article they were talking about, but I remember David So basically was talking about how Korea, because he's Korean, Korea has this type of mentality that is pretty much like, before you can do me over, I'm gonna be mean to you and I'm gonna do you over, that kind of mentality. And I also feel
Mm,
like it's also kind of like the feeling of, hey, like we've all been through it, we're all dealing with it, suck it up. But it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, okay, you're dealing with it, let's get help. Let's, help whoever is dealing with anxiety and
mm,
social stuff like that. The next thing I want to talk about is Produce 101. And there is a guy in Produce 101, not Yoon Ji Sung, who's like my favorite, but so Pledis Dong Ho, I don't know how to say his name correctly. I'm sorry. So Pledis Dong Ho, who was a part of Produce 101, he is also part of a group called New East, and they were four of them, and so there's five members, but four of them went on the show to basically become trainees again. And I can talk about that whole subject because I think it's stupid for them to go back on it when they've been in an idol group for 5 years, even though I do like the members. But he's been accused of sexual harassment. Right after the show, and right after New East. So Pledis, their company Pledis, basically said like New East is gonna come back in like a couple, like, and I think it was like in a couple months or something like that. And then this girl came out with this basically talking about how she went to school with him like 5 years ago, or something ridiculous like that, and basically saying like that they went to school together, that he sat next to her, he was like, oh, I'm cold, and then he basically like touched her in inappropriate places, and then afterwards he got up and then he smiled at her and walked away. She does have screenshots of her trying to talk to him, and then he wouldn't speak to her. But I mean, his company has released multiple statements saying this is not, he's innocent, this is false, like, don't believe this, and even saying that they're gonna press legal issues against this. The reason why this is such a big deal is that Dongho is not actually speaking up about it. And I'm not sure if his company's telling him not to, but I don't know. What's your thoughts?
If he goes to say something, it's kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. Especially when it comes to like sexual harassment cases. It's very much he said, she said. I mean, I know they say that like she has screenshots of her trying to talk to him, but not much evidence of like the actual incident happening unless they have witnesses. And that's the issue with a lot of sexual harassment cases is that there's not a whole lot of evidence. So it's like, who do you believe more kind of deal?
Yeah. I just
Um, and it's really interesting that like I'm not saying like convenience, but really interesting that like now that he's in the group with I don't know what Produce 101's actual group name is,
he's not in the group.
or he's not in the group. Well,
No.
anyway, just like getting more recognition to begin with, like why bring it up now
Mm,
versus like later. And that being said, that's kind of the argument with a lot of sexual harassment is like maybe she like now she feels better about like she feels more confident to do it because sometimes like people are scared to say anything. So then like she was really really scared. Like I don't know, it's such a touchy topic. And no matter
yeah.
what opinion you have, you're always going to be wrong, or someone
Yeah.
else is going to tell you how wrong you are and defend depending on who they believe more. So it's like, it's not, usually that's kind of a topic I try to shy away from,
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean it's hard because like on one side of me it's like why is she coming out right now? Obviously
Yeah.
like but then another side of me is like well maybe she kind of pushed it down and then she saw his face everywhere and then she realized like okay, it's not okay for young girls to be basically fans of him when he did this to me. But I, I don't think it's something that should be taken lightly. And I think
No.
like there was a situation with a guy from JYJ. I think it's like J. I don't know how to say his correctly say his name. I'm sorry, but I'll put a picture somewhere up here. No, it was Yuchun, and he was accused of basically raping like three girls or something like that.
Mhm.
And come to find out that I don't know the complete story, but I know one of the girl was told by her boyfriend to press sexual harassment charges against him to get
Right.
money. So I don't know if it's that situation or I don't know if the girl's saying the truth. I guess we have to wait to find out. But it's kind of like I don't know. It's
Yeah.
kind of shady how she waited so
I
soon to
mean,
say
if
anything.
I was on the prosecution side, I would say defamation of character. Why is she coming out now? If I was on the defense side, I would say she was scared. It's sexual harassment. Like, would you be saying something right away? No, probably not, because most people are ashamed. And
Yeah.
so it's like you've got these two sides arguing, and then most normal people you take off the street are going to go um, one way or the other. And again, with this kind of topic, you're going to get those people coming at you, the people who defend you and say you're right, and the people who tell you how wrong you are because like you're a jerk or an asshole or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no winning with this argument with these arguments. It's just kind of like, and even no matter how it ends, there's still going to be arguments and speculation over it.
Yes, exactly. And then the last thing I want to talk about before I get into the main story is Sully from FX, which was one of the first girl groups I loved. But she left the group like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I can't remember. She basically had deleted a this video of her laughing at a dying, like a live dying grilled eel. Yeah, I don't know about this girl because the fact this is how I'm getting so frustrated with Sully. And although she's allowed to post what she wants on Instagram, but she's been causing such a huge issue recently because she posts really like I don't want to say really like strange posts, but definitely posts that get people talking about her. And I honestly think she likes when people talk to her. But she basically turned from like a girl who looked very sweet to a girl who's basically like turned her whole image around. It's like pretty much like
Psychotic.
yeah, and to have a video like I'm not gonna talk about the other Instagram posts and other stuff she's done and the other rumors about her and how people think that she cheated on her ex-boyfriend. I'm talking about this video about I don't have the video, but how she laughed at a dying eel. I'm a vegetarian. I love animals. You love animals, Sam. I'm guessing, and I
In my
understand.
belly. No.
But there's a right and a okay.
Yeah.
There's a right and wrong
So like I
way.
come from a family of hunters.
Yes. But
And but we whatever we have whatever ends up getting killed, usually like normally we eat it all. Except there was this one wild turkey incident that I don't want to get into because it was so bad. It was so bad. But like whatever is killed is eaten, and like yeah, we kind of talk about like the size of the animal or whatever. It's a weird dynamic. Like it's still we
but
went out there for a purpose and came back, and
yeah.
now it's in our freezer and we consume it. So I
Well,
mean,
think
It's
it's
not
kind of like,
sadistic.
no, I think it's kind of psychotic in a way to kind of laugh at your food while it's dying. There's a way
Yeah.
I get it because there's in Korea they do the octopus thing where they cut it and then they eat it while it's alive. I get that. And I get that like maybe that's the way that they cook it with the eel being alive and stuff like that. But there's no reason for you to be laughing at an animal's pain. Like there's
Mm-mm.
no reason why you should be laughing. I get like for me, if I see an animal dying in front of me, for me to eat, even though I'm a vegetarian, I wouldn't eat it. I still have respect for it. I am like, thank you for giving up your life so I can eat. Thank you.
Hmm.
I like, but laughing at it for it dying, it really made me upset in a way. And I'm just like, this girl, I don't understand why this girl would put up that type of video of her laughing at an eel.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it either. But on to the main story. Da da da. So G Dragon is coming out with a new album. I don't know if you heard about this at all,
I
but he's coming.
know the new single came out.
Or it's an EP and it's called
EP.
Kwon Ji-young, which is his like real name, and he's basically put it out before he joins the army. And the reason why this is such like a big deal is because this album just contains a USB drive that connects you to the YG's website, which you can download like all the songs are given and additional exclusive media. So the USB does not actually contain any actual music on it, just a link. And the reason why people are making this into such a big deal is because of the fact that this does not really count. Like you can't really include this in the album charts because it's not an album. So there's also a chart called Guion chart or Guion chart. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. And they basically rank physical sales of the album, which goes towards like Music Bank and like you know show champion and stuff like that for your idol to win. And they're not so they've decided to not include this album onto the chart um, and denying it. And YG actually released a statement saying like we respect Guyan's chart decision. What's important to G Dragon is music, although the fixed physical forms and outdated chart methods are a shame. The source, like the person says, this world is changing so fast, and development of IT technology is moving even faster. Our opinion that trying to limit album sales and chart to hard to find cassette tapes and CD is outdated and has not changed. Nowadays, most people don't save music to their phones, just information. This is because of how fast the internet is. More importantly, and more information and music can be freely streamed and shared. If Guyon chart reasoning is that the USB doesn't have music on it and therefore cannot be counted as a physical album, then digital charts should also only count downloads and not streaming.
Hmm.
So yeah, so you only get basically what you get is an album and the USB with the link. Do you think this is an album? Do you agree with YG is saying that digital charts should only count as downloads and not streaming? What do you think?
I mean, I agree with the whole like the world is changing thing, and we have to like figure out a better way to quantify what a hit song is. So if you've been living under a rock in the Korean music world, Blackpink just came out with their new single, and
Sam's obsessed.
it's I am I've listened to it like 1,000 times,
It's a really
whatever.
good song.
But in 3 days, it's gotten 22 million hits.
Mm.
So is it a hit song? Or is it just people streaming it over and over and over again? Like, how do you quantify it? Do you take everybody's IP addresses and then you go one, two, three, four, five, and to go, that is the number of people who are listening to it, and therefore it's a hit song?
Because
Or do you look at the views? Like,
because
how? Good.
well, I'm sorry, but views wise, with I know because crazy K-pop fan, um, a lot of times when idols are performing or they're doing comeback, their fans will multiple like they'll stream the song multiple times. Like I know, like okay, you guys, when Infinite has a comeback, I literally have my computer, my two Kindles, I brought my niece's iPad, I have my desktop, and I stream all the videos, and then I know I have to like delete the cookies, delete everything, and then redo it. And there's certain ways to do it. So definitely a lot of the views that you're getting are from people who are just checking out a song, but majority of them or most of them are from their fandom who is
Mhm.
constantly overly and overly streaming the song.
So I think what the music charts are trying to say is that like with physical album sales, like it's 1 to 1. It's one person, one album, unless they
Mhm.
buy like
Yeah,
a
some people
hundred
do. Some
albums.
people do buy multiple albums.
But it's generally 1 to 1 because most people, especially if you're in the United States trying to buy Korean albums, they get expensive really fast.
Yes.
So I understand kind of like that is a better way to quantify whether or not like how they're doing in the charts. But at the same time, like I see probably in the next 10, 15 years, CDs are going to be obsolete. They're going to go in the
Okay.
same route cassettes are.
Yeah. Here's my thing is, I under like I most of the times I like getting like because I have Apple Music, so I like just listening music on my phone, and there's rarely a time where I open CDs and put CD in whatever. But here's the thing: is K-pop albums have some of the most interesting packaging ever, and instead of it being more like I listen to it, it seems to be obsessive. I know, Sam. I threw you in the K-pop hole.
Actually, no, that's not K-pop. That's Ed Sheeran.
Sharon,
But like
wait. Do you
that's
have Infinite?
where
I see Infinite. I see Infinite. I'm sorry. I mean weird. But my thing is like it's more of a collector item, like where it's more of like you are buying it to collect it because you like the artwork or you like the way that the K-pop is or the K-pop album is packaged and stuff like that. Okay. Oh yeah, you do. I see it right there.
yeah, but what you saw was Ed Sheeran because it's Divide, and so it looks like a
Yeah.
it kind of anyway.
But
So basically, like I agree and disagree. I agree that like we should be like looking at album sales and everything, but at the same time, like we need better ways to like um, kind of define how we're going to represent a hit song
yeah.
because that definition needs to come up soon because it's all changing.
Exactly. But more than that, can I just talk about how much of a ripoff this album is? I'm just gonna say it because this album costs $30. But on sites like kpopmart.com it costs like $26, but you're still gonna have to pay like $10 or $15 in shipping. So it's kind of
Yeah.
expensive. And on top of that, people are complaining that the fact, like, I get it, you're paying for the quality of the song, but I'm pretty sure on Apple Music, it costs way less than $30 to download the whole song, the whole album.
What is it,
And
G Dragon? Hold on. I will
yeah,
tell you. I
you
will
gotta
tell
tell
you
me
because I
right
can.
now. But
Yeah.
on top of that, it's shown there's pictures of a bunch of people coloring the USB or USBs, yeah, USBs with basically red Sharpie. So when they get it, it smells like red Sharpie and it fades away and it gets your fingers all red. And people are saying like, well, it's supposed to be like the artwork and supposed to go along with the music. But I just think it's kind of like a rip off to the fans. I'll just say this. It's like trying to be artsy, but trying to be like overly artsy, fancy, and I don't get it. And I probably will never get the fact that you're buying USB to get a link to download music off to your phone when you can honestly just
Yeah, buy the album.
buy the album online. So I was going to check out see if there was any unboxings on YouTube, but I couldn't find any at this point in
So
filming.
so this is what you see.
Yeah,
So it's the USB whatever, and you got one, two, you got 5 songs on it. It's 3.99.
yeah, yeah.
So you can just buy it on
Why
iTunes.
why would you spend $30 for a USB?
It's the novelty.
I would buy it if it was infinite. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
But
exactly. So it's like you with
I
Infinite
would
is someone
complain
else
the
with G
whole
Dragon.
time. I would complain the whole time of getting it though. I'd be like, this is so stupid. I love it, but this is so stupid. But yeah, I just think it's a ripoff. I think it's stupid. I'd rather just buy it online. And
Right.
you're basically paying $30 for packaging and for a USB that was colored in red Sharpie. And yeah, I think it's a ripoff. And I would not like albums to just disappear because I think K-pop albums have the best packaging ever.
Yeah, I'm not saying like I don't like the albums because I do. I think they're really cool looking. Like I didn't even know the first time I'd ever seen Morgan's K-pop collection. I didn't even I thought they were books and stuff. I was like, I didn't even know what they
Yeah.
were.
And then I
Um,
remember we went through it, you're like, this girl needs a life. Now you're stuck into the K-pop hole.
but at the same time, it's like, okay, so and so came out with a new song. At least as an American, it's easier just to buy it on iTunes
Yeah, it is. Because, like,
because
I have
then you
so
have
much.
it. Like,
Yeah, to show you, like, my collection, my phone's gonna die. But, like, I have, like, majority of my songs I have it, like, you can't see it. But I have it, these are all K-pop songs. Like, I have it where it's all, like, This is I didn't even download most of this. Most of this is just on Apple Music, and I have it, so that way I can listen to any song I want. But it's a lot cheaper to actually just do it that way instead of buying the album. But that's all I have to say, because this video is gonna be a lot longer. But we hope you guys like this quick K-pop recap plus like one main story. If you guys did like this kind of like format and me just talking about a couple things, and then because I know with K-pop, at least not really with K-dramas, and K-pop has a bunch of different things that happens, and a lot of times I feel bad not reporting on all of them and just reporting on one thing and then it being kind of like you're like, this came out a week ago. Why do we care? And so, but I hope you guys enjoy this, and please let me know if you do like this format. And me and Sam will see you on
Tuesday.
Tuesday, or whoever posts on Tuesday will see you on Tuesday. Okay, bye.